Hello people who cannot sit at home, thank you so much for joining me. This video is going to be all about the amazing Oxford Cheese Trail, but before I go into it, I want to tell you about my amazing Ontario road trip journal that is from Toronto, that is out right now on Amazon, and I'm going to link printed and digital copies down below. So the Oxford County Cheese Trail is a number of vendors that make their own cheese, and there's also over here we are at the Cheese Museum. So this is Ingersoll Cheese and Agricultural Museum, which is free to enter, and it's a very curious, not a very large museum, but it's definitely interesting to learn about cheeses and how it's made. Over here you can see how the cheese is stamped, different curious items. I believe you can ask for a tour from the lady who works at the museum, but we kind of wandered around and even wandered over here. This was an old school. Very interesting, actually. I really like the school building. Just full of history, full of kind of little curiosities. Like over here, for example, they had little blackboards that they would write the tests in, and I was surprised how close everybody was sitting, and I was surprised that there was a stove right in the middle of the classroom, I guess because it was very cold, so you had to keep warm. So the first official stop of the actual store that sells cheese after the museum is this Red Dragon Dairy. It's a really gorgeous building, loved the look of it, and inside, of course, tons of cheeses. Now, these guys specialize in cheese curds. They have samples. Over here we are trying. So chili flakes was my favorite. There's also dill and urban garlic, and we actually got the dill and urban garlic to take home because it was that good. They also sell different meats for over here for the doggies, and just, of course, for the humans. We got a little bit of meat in there too. Different pastries, and from what I understand, these guys are Scottish, so it's also very interesting to learn a little more about that culture in there. Now, next up is Gunn's Hill Artisan Cheese. They are yet another amazing cheese place, and you can, of course, sample many of their cheeses. And through the glass, you can see how the cheese is made. They do have tours. Tours are usually about once a month. You do need to book. I'm going to link down their website below. You can see when is the next tour. It's very interesting. We unfortunately didn't make it for the tour, but that's something for sure I would want to do. And I also love this Ottercreek Woodworks, these gorgeous cheese boards or just cutting boards. And I actually thought that they are really reasonably priced. And yeah, just have a look. I'm going to link them down below as well. Anyhow, we tried a number of cheeses. My favorite was Five Brothers cheese. It was excellent. Make sure to check it out. And they also had the coffee brew, which is called Moo Brew, another amazing cheese. So both of them we got over here. There's a cow outside. I really like the cow. And there's a really cool, stack of cheeses, which is also really beautiful. And I took some photos with that. So the next stop is actually not cheese related, but because it's on the way and because it's so cool, I had to put it in. I'm gonna do a bigger video about my walkthrough of this antique mall separately. I'm gonna also link it down below so you can check it out. It's 3 floors of antiques. It is amazing. At first I was like, oh, this is kind of, regular antique store. Yes and no, because it's just so big, and a lot of these antique vendors are very specialized, which I love because you can get to see the home decor kind of, shabby chic booth right next to a vintage clothing vendor right next to something else. So, and yeah, somehow I found a lot of the things I came upon, or maybe because that's just what I like, with like pop culture. So over here we have the football grill, and I found a lot of Barbies. Over here I'm showing you the gorgeous different wood that you can also get from there to maybe make a table or something like that. This is the Barbie section. There's actually a lot of Barbie vendors. Over here you can see this is more of a collector's Barbie. I think this is a play on the previous, like the original Barbie, but made new. And all of these go for around $200. These are definitely a collector's items, really beautiful. Over here we saw some goth-inspired booth, very interesting. Love these pumps, all bloody, very funky. I got this really cool chain for only $5, and I was very happy. And we went on to the next stop at our cheese trail. So the next stop was Mountainoak Cheese. They also, of course, have tons of cheeses. You can sample them. The thing about this place is that they did open the door for us and you get to see the cheeses. Now these cheeses are actually flipped daily, which was really interesting to learn by hand. And these guys also have tours, and of course they're also unfortunately only once a month. So what I did is I asked, what is your best seller? And the lady said that this was this Gouda, and I loved it so much I also purchased it. And I tried a bunch of other things. They were all great, but the Gouda was the thing for me. So that was it for the 3 stops for the cheese trail that we did, but there's tons more. There's a whole map. Of course, everything's going to be linked down below. And I do also want to mention that we actually stayed at this gorgeous Elm Hurst Inn and Spa, and they do have a cheese package. So with your stay, you get a gorgeous cheese platter and sparkling wine and chocolates. So that is definitely something to also consider when you're doing this cheese trail. So that really concludes my Oxford County Cheese Trail tour. It is for sure a must during the summer or any time of the year, really. Of course, subscribe, like, and share if you enjoy my videos, and I will see you next time. Thank you. Bye.